Hello, everybody. It's your girl, Ashley, the amateur expert. Happy Talk Tuesday. It feels like we sort of found our rhythm. We are getting guests. We are weekly ish. We did miss 1 week, and there's a good chance we might miss next week due to travel. But man, I'm proud of myself. I'm not even gonna hold you. Proud of myself for bringing the podcast back and for actively promoting it and getting some good guests and some good conversations on. And so today we have a sister friend that I've known for a lot of years. We served together at our church, but I don't think we've ever had an in-depth conversation. And so after reading her bio and seeing her content and just getting, I'm excited to get to know her more today and excited for you all to get to know her as well. And so without further ado, I will add her to the conversation. Also, now my tribe playing me. We're coming back up.
Hello.
Hello.
Okay, let's see. All right. Hey,
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I am well. I just said my tripod trying to play me because it definitely hit me with
It did.
the
And me too. I'm like, wait a minute.
conversation.
You see, I changed the hair again today.
You look great. You look great. You look great. I'm not sure if Will's gonna know who you are, but nevertheless,
Take
he's
them
gonna
like a
learn.
minute.
He's gonna learn about you today. Okay, so Moniece, hello. Happy Talk Tuesday. Welcome to the pod. This is
Hello.
gonna
Glad
drive
to be
me
here.
nuts. Sorry, it just is continuously doing the thing. Okay, I'm back. So happy you're here. And I read your bio and I was like, hold on, wait a minute. All of these things? Love
Yeah.
it. Okay,
Yeah.
so let's talk about it. Can you tell us who you are and what you are doing currently for work?
Okay. Well, my name is Monece Starling. Who am I? A
Who am
person.
I?
No, my name is Monique Starling. I live out here in California. For work, I moved out here for acting, so I'm in the entertainment field in that wide scope of things. So you can see me doing in front of the camera as talent, behind the scenes doing some stuff, everything but maybe audio and camera. Like I could if I really had to, but I
Mhm.
don't ask me to pull a 50 meter and 3 meter, and I don't know. I don't know. I
Uh-huh,
can find
uh-huh.
out.
Yes, yes.
And then I have a plethora of other jobs. So I have two businesses where called Mo Braids, where I braid hair, um, kids included, men and females. I also bake pies called Mo Pies after
Mhm,
my
mhm,
name. So I
mhm.
do sweet potato and pecan pie. And currently I'm working on perfecting a recipe because I want to be the first original candy pie maker. So I'm making a candy version of my pecan pie. And then
Okay.
outside of that, I just get booked for like different gigs. So whether I'm working for this company named Yonder, where we patching up phones, brand ambassadoring, just things like that. Yeah.
Okay, cool. I love that. Well, you said you moved out here in LA to do for acting specifically. One, what where did you move from? And two, when did you know you wanted to be the actress? Or what did you first want to be when you were a little girl?
Okay, so I have to back all the way up because even though I can say where I moved from, that's still not where I'm from because my
Mhm,
dad was in the military. And so
mhm.
my family, we moved around. I think I lived in 8 different places. I was born in Illinois, Japan, Washington State. I don't know. I'm not going to give all the states because I don't know who's watching, be trying to track
Sure,
me and stuff.
sure,
You
sure.
know.
Understood,
I joke
understood.
and say I'm from North America, just all the states.
I like it.
But before I was here, so I've been here since 2014, but I was
Okay.
in Maryland for 3 years prior to that because after I graduated. My parents were in Maryland, so that's where I went. Then I came here because they were like, "We're going to move to Nebraska," and I said, "Not me, not this
That would
time."
I bet it's a bit of a different speed.
Yeah, although I lived there before, I was like, God ain't called me there. Maybe y'all,
Hmm, hmm,
but and I've always wanted to live in California. I had never been, but
hmm,
ever since I was little, I was like, there's something about California that I just thought it was so cool, like to be like, oh, I live in California. I'm from California, so I've
hmm,
always wanted to live out here. And because not only for acting, but I just felt that it had everything. Anything that you can think of or want to imagine and dream, you can find it in LA. So I was like, it's the melting pot for just creativity. But to answer your question, when I was young, so I first, for the longest, I wanted to be, actually, don't laugh at me.
No, I'm laughing because I see you about to laugh, and so I'm not good at.
Okay,
I'm all right.
so
I'm ready. Go, go,
I
go.
used to say that I wanted to be the first Black female president of the United States.
Oh, I thought it was gonna be something like so.
Not
What
crazy
I
yet.
what I wanted to be, two things. One, I wanted to be the church van driver,
Girl, okay.
and two, I told my mom I wanted to be a junkie. But that was because there was like an anti-drug commercial, and it was like nobody ever says they want to be a junkie, and I was
You
like,
think I do?
I'll do it. So the president, that's good. That no no, you're that's a good thing.
Okay, yeah. So for the longest, I wanted to be that, and the reason why is because I was looking around. This is me in elementary school.
Okay.
I'm looking around like I know what the world needs. This needs to be fixed. I'm like, why we need to have money anyways? The money's the one causing all these problems. Like, why we got to pay for? So I just had all these thoughts of how I could make America great again. Let me not, but how I can make, how I can change what's happening. And I thought the
Mhm.
president was the one making all the rules and could set that. I'm like, I know what to do. And then we took a trip to visit the I think it was like the state capitol or something, where I found out the different branches, like the legislative, judicial, and executive. And I realized, oh, the legislative branch makes all the rules. Okay, so not the president.
Gotcha.
So I can't do what I want to do. I
Had
don't
to
know. I
pivot.
don't know about this anymore.
Had to pivot.
I had to pivot, and
Mhm.
so I was in fifth grade. And I remember we were reading a play in class instead of a book. And I saw how they formatted plays versus a book, and it's like the characters and you're reading. And from that day, I was like, "This is oh my gosh, this is so cool!" And I went to the library. I was like, "I want to read more plays," and so I think that sparked in me wanting to be an
Mhm.
actress, and so I started doing school plays, and all this stuff, and that dream just never left. And I always wanted to be like, I just want to be on TV.
Wow. I think you're the first person that I've ever met that decided to be like in the industry or like an actress based on after like reading the book. Like normally it's like I saw Michael Jackson or I wanted to be X, Y, or Z. But
Uh-huh.
like I think this is the first time and I'm like, oh yeah, I guess that is a good like I like this medium and I want to do more of it. Cool, cool, cool. Um okay, so when you were fifth grade or around that time, how would you have defined success? What did success look like to you?
I think at that age, success was just actually accomplishing your goal. Like, let's just say, because my goal back then, I wanted to be a child actress. Ain't know nothing about no agent, know how to get there. I was like, as if I can achieve that, that's success.
Mhm. Okay. That's, I mean, I feel like that's mature for a fifth grader.
Mhm. Uh-huh.
I wanted, to me, to be successful, what, like, I'd always gone to like private schools and like we were the low of the and so I was like, I want what they got. Like it was always like a
Mm,
monetary thing for me
yeah.
for a very long time, or like a materialistic.
Mm.
So Wow, look, just learning so much about you. You're a gem. Okay, so fifth grade, you decide I want to be an actress. You today are, pretty much living out that dream. So what did you take deliberate steps to like continue on your road? Did you take any detours? Tell us about your journey from like this is what I want to do to today I'm actually doing it.
Okay. So, I had this, I'm in fifth grade, I had this dream. I'm like, I am going to be a child actress. I really wanted to do a game show. Like back there, remember, was it
Supermarket Sweep.
the, the Temple, was it Temple?
I
What was
had
the
Legends
Hidden Temple?
Legends of the Hidden Temple.
Legends of the
Uh-huh.
Hidden Temple. I wanted to get slimed.
Double
Uh,
Dare.
Double Dare. Like,
Mhm.
I was like, I wanted to so it was one, being on TV as a child. And then two, being on these game shows. I was like, oh my gosh, that was like my dream.
Yeah.
And so, right, right, right. So, leading up to then, so I'm doing school plays, but I never knew the actual pathway to
Mhm.
getting on TV. Like again, like you needed an agent or just audition and stuff. I don't know, wherever I was in living. I didn't know. I just knew like that was a dream.
Mhm.
And then when I got to be in college, so I majored in theater. And so
Okay.
that's where I learned, like, okay, a little bit more about the process. And because back then I just thought, okay, if I just work on my craft or just hone in my craft, but still in the back of my head, like, I still wanted to, I had a destination.
Mhm.
And so after college, um, I moved to Maryland and I was doing like some plays, local plays there. And that's where like now I have the Google and I can research like, okay, who's having auditions? So I would audition.
Mhm.
And then moving out here, I think that's really where a lot of my growth came from and the knowledge that I had. So I moved out here. I gave myself like maybe 6 months or a year to see how far I can get and just like doing the different things. Did I have an agent? I don't think I had an agent then, but I think I was just auditioning, so I signed up for like casting networks, backstage, and things like that. And so and I gave myself 6 months because I had a savings when I moved out here. I wasn't one of those. I don't know. I can take risks, but I don't play with my money.
Yeah.
Trying to. So I was like, I had
I'm
saved that
not I'm not
money.
like broke artist.
Yeah, I'm not broke, but
Mhm.
I had needed something. So I was able to save some money. So I gave myself 6 months before I'm like, okay, you need to start reeling it in.
Mhm.
But I think a lot of my challenges was basically mental challenges that I had of what was stopping me from getting to where I was trying to go.
Okay.
Um, so 6 months happened, and I ended up getting like working at Universal. And
Okay.
then just like a lot of different life moments happenings from like breakups and then just trying to figure out what's going on. And then so I just started focusing on working a job because it was hard to like do that and also live a life where you just can pick up and go when you want to.
Mhm.
And so that was going on for a while, and then the bug hit me again.
Question,
um,
were you at Universal like the theme park or were you Universal like in the office?
in the office. I still was part of
Okay.
tech services, but we had an office located away from the park. So that's where
Okay.
we like refurbish all the rides will come to us, and
Okay.
the
Okay.
techs will refurbish them and then send it back.
Gotcha. I
Uh,
wasn't sure if you were like like in the plays in
oh, in the
like in
park.
the Mhm, mhm.
Yeah, yeah, I was doing that. Still had the perks. Hey, the perks are good.
Amen. We love a
Yeah,
perk.
I was, but when I was still working, doing that job, I still was writing. And
Okay.
so since I couldn't necessarily like just act behind the scenes, I was always writing. So I have like a lot of scripts and stuff written, half written. I still was being creative. So I was able to like, I didn't complete it, but I was working on like this project where I wanted it to be like a silent movie type
Mhm.
and you just telling a story or like I guess a music video. but you're
Mhm.
telling a story of something. So I just after that, I was still writing down all my ideas. Um, and so I think maybe 2018, 19, right before the pandemic, I was like, you know what, I got to make a move. And so that's when I started getting more bold with calling in sick at work and still going to some other jobs. So I started doing like working as a PA for music videos and behind the scenes so that I'm getting more acquainted with like
Mhm.
working on sets and stuff. And then I ended up leaving my job right before the world shut down. I said, God, wait, was I rushing this? Was I supposed to wait just one more week so I can get some benefits? One more
Yes,
week. Um, and then
that's
so
funny.
since technically was it 29 middle of 2019 is when I officially became like a full-time entrepreneur to where
Okay.
I didn't have a steady job since then.
Uh-huh. Woof.
And it's 2026. Amen.
Hallelujah. God will
We made it.
provide.
We made it. And then I feel like it's a time limit. Okay, I feel like I make my story long. Okay, so
You're good.
so then is when I was like updating my headshots and sent out emails to get an agent and stuff. Which that may have been like my second or third time doing that.
Okay.
Sending out and
To
I
the
was sending
same group or
everybody, everybody
okay,
that I
okay.
could. I
Okay,
would
okay,
send
okay.
emails to everybody. If it
Okay.
would
I
ever
don't know this
be
game.
Oh, okay, yeah. So there's like a list. Well, there's so many towns, so there's a list of all the agencies, and then you just send it. You can email them. Some of them you have to apply directly, like on their site with your information. But
Got it.
majority, you're sending emails, and then if they like what they see, they'll respond back.
Gotcha. Okay.
So I would do that like every year, trying to get an agent, and I just either I would not hear back from nobody, or it'd be like one or two, or
Hmm.
not one or two. Sorry, one.
Uh-huh.
And so I ended up getting a commercial agent, but I let them go because I wanted something more personable, like, and they were a little bit on the outskirts of LA.
Okay.
Um, and then um, and so I was shooting, and I'm the type of person I'm going to go at it from multiple different ways. Like I'm not just one track minded. I'm like, okay, if that didn't work, I'm gonna go over here. Then I'm gonna have
Hmm.
shoot everything I have and see.
Yeah.
Um, so in one instance, for whatever reason, I just could not get an agent. And I'm like,
Mm.
okay, God, well, maybe you got my story is written where it's gonna happen. I'm just don't have an agent because that happened. And so I'm like, all right, let me just perfect what I working on my own craft. And
Hmm.
so between 2019 and I would say 2020, well 2025,
Okay.
I managed to create, produce, direct, and star in like my own short film called The Writer's Room. Me
Nice.
and my other creator goes by Vanek. We created the concept, and he also starred in it too. And
Congrats.
we were able to shoot and produce that short film. So I accomplished that. Um, and then in the meantime, I started working like doing background work and stuff. Which before I was like, I didn't really like background work because I so a lot of this, again, like I said, what was stopping me was just my mentality
Hmm.
because I was the type of person I'm like, if I'm not close to or where I'm supposed to be, what's the point of this?
Yeah.
Like I was doing this one job at LA Fitness, and I used to like it was cool, but after a while I'm like, okay, well, I'm over here wasting time doing this, and I could be doing something else. And
Hmm.
da-da-da. So that's how I felt about background. I'm like, I'm over here like because it's a lot of with background, you're waiting majority of the time
Yep.
until you're like right there on working on the scene. So I'm like, it's all this waiting time. I could have been doing something that's going to further my career.
Yeah. 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 I get it. I get it.
God, it just took a lot of humbling. And God was
Mm.
like, and changing my perspective of how I'm looking at certain things. And just like, okay, well, find out what you can do with all this time that you're waiting. Like maybe bring your laptop. You can
Mm,
talk to people. You can pray. You can like use your time wisely.
mm-hmm.
And yeah, it was just a lot of stuff. And so I'm like, okay, okay. So now I'm like accepting it, cool with it. Um, and then and then to do what I do. Yeah, so I just started back working just in the field and still trying to apply for agent. Well, no, I took a break applying to agents until
Okay.
because I told people I was like, you know what? The next time I'll apply, or if I am going to apply, it'll be led by God. But let me just not be in a rush for it or like I need it, because obviously it just was not working.
Wasn't working, yeah.
It was not working. And then I also was kind of feeling a little defeated too, of like,
Mm-hmm. I
I'm,
was gonna
'cause
ask you. Yeah.
I'm sending a lot of emails. So feeling a lot of defeat and just questioning of like, okay, I have this desire. So I'm pretty sure you placed the desire in me. Otherwise, I wouldn't even want this. So what does that mean? And what do you want me to do?
Yeah.
Um, so then finally, for some reason, coming into this year, um, and every year I always have like a word or something that God has for me. So whether
Okay.
it's like confidence, or one of my years was like shoot your shot year, because I would always think of the outcome of something and then not start it or
Yeah.
try or not try. And it was like, no, it doesn't stop overthinking. Just try everything that year and see what happens. So
Okay.
coming into this year, I knew this was going to be like my complete like healing year. I
Mm.
felt like this was going to be a really good year, and then also like my try again year. And so I took that and I was like, you know what? All right, let me try again with the agents. And I ended up getting, first of all, let's talk about it. So I ended up getting an agent, and it was an agent that, first of all, he reached out to me and he wanted to book me like across the board, which across the board means everything, not just commercial. Because some would only do commercials, some would only do
Okay.
like theatrical, which is
TV
the
or
film
film.
side.
Okay. Okay.
So he like across the board. And then when I did the interview, he was like, "Yeah, this is just a formality. Like I already wanted to bring you on just based off what I already saw."
Wow, that's dope.
Like, hold on, wait a minute,
Okay.
wait a
Okay,
minute.
God.
Right. And so versus other ones I've had, and then I end up getting like two or three more interviews, but it wasn't across the board. It was like either or. And they were
Mm-hmm.
all like good agencies. And so just like hearing that alone, which again, that I went from not hearing nothing back to, okay, well, maybe just the commercial. Yes. So I was like, I'm gonna go with you because you've got confidence in me. Now we can work with that. We got
We can
faith.
work
We can work
together.
with that.
I
I
like
was like,
that.
I'll be Kobe and you be Phil.
Well, congratulations. That's
Thank you.
major. Because it is so easy to give up. Especially I think when you see other people, like in my experience, I see other people thriving in doing things that I so-called want to do. And it's like, when is it gonna be my turn, God? Like I thought you said, well,
I thought you loved me. I thought I was your
what
favorite.
what about me, right? And so I am encouraged and proud of you for staying at it because I know that could be mentally tough. Um, okay, so um, how do you define success today?
Today, I define success as being obedient to God. And I'll go further into that because one thing, well, I also thought success too was reaching a point to where I don't have to like worry about things. Like whatever, anything that I want to do, I'm able to do it and have that financial freedom to do it. And not to say I'd be asking for the world, but just like, simple stuff. Maybe if you want to take a trip somewhere, maybe you want to buy something, like you're
Hmm.
able to do that and be stress free about it.
Yep.
And that's what I kind of define success. And then also creating a legacy. Like I have something that I can pass down to my kids so I can set them up so they can be good.
Yep.
And now success is just being obedient, which again, that it has caused me to be like humble and also to relinquish control
Hmm.
because I realized that I have a lot of anxious thoughts that I didn't realize was anxiety. Because to me, I thought, well, shouldn't you worry about what the next step is? Like, I just couldn't fathom how does that work if you're not thinking about the next, like,
Yeah.
how are you? It's
I
not you,
mean,
it's not
I get it.
computing. Like,
Yeah. You don't have to
you don't
explain it to
plan.
me. I'm with you.
I'm like, if you don't plan, you're going to fail. What do you? What? I don't. It took a long time, and so now I'm like, I adopted God math. I've
Okay.
applied it to other areas of my life, but for some reason, when it came to finances or just my success or whatever, I didn't fully apply it. So now, like when it says like seek first the kingdom of God, His righteousness, and all of these things will be added. I'm like, okay. So the God math is your focus is on not on earthly things, but on
Hmm.
things above, and it allowed me to relinquish the control of my choices that I make today affects my tomorrow. Which there's some truth in that. Like
Yeah.
yeah, it can affect certain outs. I shouldn't say certain outcomes, but maybe it can affect certain circumstances that maybe you can find yourself in. Like for instance, if I don't pay your bill, if my choice is not pay your bill, you can find yourself being in a delinquency. Like
In the
that,
dark.
yeah, that can happen. But when you when you go even deeper than that, like the ultimate outcome, if everything works for my good, everything's gonna work for my good. So not releasing that control to like, I mean, yeah, control to want to control the outcome or thinking that I have such a major part in how my outcome is going to be. When just I would say in the last 2 or year, so God has shown me many examples in my life and it opened my eyes to see it in like other people's life that I may have missed it
Hmm.
to where you can seemingly, or if you're looking at somebody, you can seemingly be like, okay, they did everything right. According to the Bible, they weren't out here acting crazy. They were living a righteous life. And they still experience some type of loss. They still
Yeah.
experience some suffering. And it's like, and I know I was believing that your outcome or things that happened was directly connected to what you did or did not do. And he's like hit it across my head over and over, like it does not matter what you did or did not do. But
Yeah.
life means stuff is going to happen, and my job is to not be reactive to everything that's happening to me and to live this peaceful life of not letting certain high highs affect me to where I'm high, and then certain lows come and I'm low, and that's you on an unstable life because
Yeah.
you going like this depending on circumstances
Yep.
versus like, okay, yes, I'm great, God, you you don't have to do anything more. You've already done enough. The fact that I'm alive, the fact that you sent your son to down the cross and raise up again for me, that I'm breathing. I ain't got no sickness, like none of that. Like you've done enough. So anything that you
Absolutely.
do more, thank you. Anything that what I deem as less, well
Hmm.
technically is not it can't really be less because that's just how my perspective is looking at it. If I change my
Yep.
perspective to not look at a loss as I did something wrong or it's taking something away from me, And although yeah, a loss is something taken away, but you're always going to gain something.
Yeah,
And then
absolutely.
we're on this journey to it gets you get closer and closer to God, or He's like refining you more and more, so you're going to get better. So I feel I was talking forever. I did answer what was the original question?
No, you did. I was asking you like success, and you were sharing about obedience and like essentially surrendering control, which is major and something that I'm still working through. Um, but I think that that is incredibly amazing, especially to see and hear about the fruits of your obedience, you know. That is definitely something to help me to be obedient faster, quicker. Because I be having questions like, okay, but no, just kidding.
Yeah, no, for real. And that doesn't mean I'm not going. I still don't shoot. Matter of fact, I just really fully adapted this mentality maybe like a month ago. So this is not. This is still fresh.
Okay,
So I
okay.
still have like different thoughts, but I'm capturing those different thoughts
Hmm.
and like always just speaking the truth over it because I just don't, I didn't like that place that I was in where I'm like this
Yeah.
or like just, it just is not peaceful. And I'm like, God promise. And I also thought too, like, there's a destination that you can get to where you can face minimal suffering. Because I know you're going to have pain, there's going to be stuff happening, but I thought you could minimize how much of it based on a destination, like how you live. And I realized that ain't ever true.
No,
Like the
it's
peace
really
and
not.
all that, it's not a destination. It's what's inside of you. Like you have the peace within you so that despite what's around you, you're okay. You don't let that affect you. Stuff's gonna happen. Girl, today, tell me why so I live on the bottom floor of my apartment and I got, the sliding window
Mhm.
is basically where my bedroom is, there's a big sliding window.
Okay.
The window just cracked. My whole my whole stuff is open. I have a curtain though, but I'm like just out of nowhere, just cracked, just cracked.
Oh no.
Yeah. So it was just like, sure, sure. I'm like, so I could if I was not in this mentality. I don't know. I'm like,
Right.
I got an interview today too. I don't know what am I gonna do. So again, I it doesn't take away stuff happening. I still have the different thoughts that try to come, and
Hmm.
I just be like, hey, the fact that it happened, that means God said I'm grace to like get it done. So
No,
still
that's so good. So good. Okay, so you mentioned being an entrepreneur, and also having specific businesses like Mo Pies and Mo Braiding. I started Affirmed Armor maybe five years ago. And so it is a clothing brand, and we a clothing and apparel brand, and we have items that remind you of a truth that you may have forgotten about yourself, or depending on where you are in life, you are ready to make the declaration. When I first started, it was like I was feeling shame and embarrassment, and I needed the reminder, like, girl, you are enough, or whatever, like that. And now I'm like, yeah, I'm enough. I got this. Most days, most days. Some days I still
yeah.
like, yeah, we got it. Okay, yeah, yeah, we got it, we got it, we got it. I'm enough, I'm enough. And so I wonder if you can share um, uh, what is your go-to affirmation, or how do you motivate yourself when you are feeling low?
Hmm. I'd rather be crying. No playing. Let's cry it out. My go-to is I always say, God, I still trust you.
Mm,
And then I would always, not always, but I would like stretch my hand out. And then, like, if I need God, I'll stretch my hand out like He's holding my hand, and I'll go like this. And so, like, He's right here holding me. Um,
that I'm a, so let me just tell you how wild God is. So when I started Affirmed Armor, he gave me the full vision for it. And I was like, you've got the wrong Ashlee. My name is Ashlee with two E's. You probably want to EY. I know it's easy to, mess that up. It's okay, God, all good. But it just kept coming, kept coming, kept coming. And the one of the things that he showed me was to put the affirmation on the arm. So today I'm wearing a hoodie. I mean, well, it's a zip up, right?
Mhm.
And it has I'm enough on my sleeve. And I put it here because it was like I was holding God's hand.
Oh, yeah.
And it was like, okay, God, like we're in this together. So you saying that right now, because almost every day I am quitting Affirmed Armor. Like
Hey.
almost every day. And people like said like when people or like when I get an order, I'm like, oh, yes, this is this is what I'm supposed to be doing. Like you would think I would get like excited, but more so
Mhm.
I'm like, oh, so I can't give up. Okay, I'm gonna keep doing it.
Right.
So you saying that was a confirmation that I needed today because I have never heard again anyone mention it in that way that I'm holding my hand up to God. And that is to like, that He is with me because literally the reason why it is here is because it's like, I can do this. It's like I'm
Oh,
holding His hand.
yeah.
So
Okay.
thank you. Thank you for sharing that. And also, thank you, Jesus, because we know
Yeah.
what you're going to make.
But we as women, I don't know what it is, but our feeling and thoughts be like changing with this millisecond. So
Yes.
I don't know what it is. You like, I don't want
Yes.
to do this, and then the next day, okay, no, we be so like unstable, but it's funny. It's,
But yeah, sorry, I cut you off. So, I still trust you, or I trust you, God, and you put your hand up like physically as a reminder.
yeah.
Um, Anything else that you do or say?
And then when I'm down, I think just knowing that he's right there with me or saying, yeah, you can come in. Yep. Uh-huh. The- Sorry.
No, it's
Um,
good. Like we need that fixed.
yes. Um, yeah, that I trust God because I know like, okay, the enemy, you're not gonna get me to not to be a guy like this. You're not
Mhm,
not what you're not gonna get in between. Um, and then I have like it depends on a different level when I'm down too. Because sometimes I'd be like, God, just let me fall. Stop catching me. Stop catching me. Why won't you
Yes.
let me fall? Like this is torture. So,
Hmm.
like literally,
Hmm.
like you're just let me be sad and depressed. Why do I keep trying? Uh, so
That
I
is
think just
good.
knowing that he's there. Sometimes I just, or I'll treat myself too. Like I'll do something nice. Like I like to eat,
Hmm.
so and I'll buy a little some food. Maybe a little retail therapy sometimes help.
Hmm.
Um, so I'll do like a little pick me up stuff sometimes. Mm.
Nah, that's important too. Okay, so what's something that you know now that you wish you had known like fresh out the gate when you first started?
Ooh, that is going to be okay. That not to worry again, not to worry about the outcome, and that it really is true. Like wherever you are right now, that's where you're supposed to be. If you were supposed to be doing
Hmm.
something else or being somewhere, you would be there. You would be there. And so, just to enjoy the journey of life would have made my life so much easier. I wasn't stressed about so much. Yeah, and this is where I'm at. I'm like, just enjoy your life. You're only here for a little short time, anyways. This is a little trip
A
compared
little
to
trip.
eternity.
Hmm.
It's okay. Whether and you love God so much that whether he knows what he's doing. So whether if I had to live my life in a I don't know, in a hut somewhere or something, I mean, it wouldn't be maybe to me, my version would be ideal, but I'm like, if
Right.
you saw fit for me to be there,
Mm-hmm.
okay, because the main thing, like I said, is the obedience of it. And
Yeah.
that if I'm there, let me find some joy in it. Let me
Mm-hmm.
live if that's it. Okay, cool. Or even when it comes to like being married or having a family, like I'm older now, I don't have any kids. So it was a time I'm like, okay, God, well, if that's what it's going to be, which I don't think because I know you gave me that desire for it. I don't think that's
Mm-hmm.
the case. But
Mm-hmm.
if that turns out to be it, so be it. I still trust
Yeah.
you.
Mm-hmm.
And hey, that means we said turn up in heaven because okay, this is earth. This is earth. Why am I so concerned about what I do here?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna leave here. And maybe I don't know, I'll be talking crazy because sometimes I'll be like, God, you really could take you honestly, you could take me anytime. I'm good. Oh, I need to stop saying I need to stop. But my mentality is be like,
She don't mean it, Lord.
I'm be ready to go.
No, but also
But
I
I'm
feel
like,
you.
I'll be here though because you need me here. I'll do it what you call me here to do. But really, get us out of here.
That is actually crazy. There's a lady I know, and she's a little bit older, and she's like, "Lord, if you want to come today," and I was like, wait, hold on now, because there's a few things that I haven't experienced yet that I would still like to, I mean, if it's His will, for sure, but also I need just a little bit more time, if you don't mind. So yeah, no, give yourself a little bit more time here
Yeah,
on
I will. I not. I don't want to go. But I'm just my if I
your
guess my
your
mentality
full
is like,
surrender.
yeah, my full surrender. Like, yeah.
Understood. Understood. Okay. Um, wow. Okay, so where do we go from here? Okay, so hmm, I think I want to ask because you're in the entertainment industry, so like currently. Also, should we talk about your realized dream of being on a game show?
Oh yes, that in itself was definitely God. That came at a time where I was like at a low point in my life. And
Hmm.
once again, that year, my prayer going into 2024, I was like, God, I want my life to look completely different. I want you to blow my mind. And I was in a full surrender mode that year to where I think maybe starting in February or March, I was like in this consecration place to where I wasn't on social media. I wasn't even watching TV unless I was doing someone's hair, because they want to put something on. But
Hmm.
outside of that, it was like me and God, like for sure, locked in. And I was only feeding my spirit like things of God or whatever. So when that came around, I was on Casting Networks, which is that's where they put um castings for like different stuff. And so I saw like this game show and I applied to it. Didn't expect anything. And then one of the producers that texted me was asking me questions like, hey, can you swim? Are you okay with filming for this amount of time? No, it's not gonna be paid. And I was like, sure. Whatever. No, actually it took me a long time to even reply back. No, I think I said something about the swimming, like you gotta be an expert. And he didn't say nothing back. And so maybe like a month or so later I responded back like, hey, yeah, I'm good. So he was like,
Yeah,
"Oh,
that whole
cool."
swimming thing, I can do it.
I'm like, "Oh, okay." So he was like, "Yeah, go online and fill out this application." When I say I was dragged, it had to be God because I was dragging my feet on this, and I'm usually punctual, like especially when it comes to that. I'm like on it. And I was like,
Uh-huh.
he had to hit me, remind me, "Hey, can you please go fill this thing out? Can you do this? Can you do that?" And so at the same time, my parents had asked me to go with them for a month to help them for a month because they were going to have all the grandkids that summer.
Okay.
And I was like, ah, okay, I don't know. I'm gonna see how that works. And so I ended up finally when I filled the stuff out, they were like, oh, okay, cool. Like you got accepted to do. well, the show was Beast Games. Yeah, we didn't say it. Yeah, the show was Beast Games.
Did
You
you
got
know it at the
accepted.
time, or did you know only after you were accepted or approved or
I knew before that it was Beast Games,
okay.
and because I think it was on that. Yeah, it was on the application.
Okay,
It
okay,
was on
okay.
the application, but I didn't really wasn't too familiar with Beast Games, just a little bit, or Mr. Beast, just a little
Hmm.
bit. And like my little brother knew. He was like, "Oh my gosh, you gotta do it!" Like that. I was like, "Okay." um, and so I ended up getting accepted. They had hit me up, and they were like, I think they were gonna film, if I'm not mistaken, maybe like they were saying 9 weeks or something or whatever it was, but it was during the time I was going to be um, with my
With your
family.
family. Hmm.
And also at the same time, I applied for this other game show. It was like, girl, it's like some little data show. And I was like, it's a great trip. Right? And I was like, all right, I'm thinking of like the trip and food. I'm like, yeah, I can eat and dress up.
I
And
mean, it's a plan.
it's a plan.
Wasn't his plan.
Right. It was not. And so I had got a call from the producer again with that. And I had like a little interview. And then one of the questions, this is how I knew I did not get it. One of the questions was, he was like, yeah, so the guys are older. They're like in their 50s. So are you okay with that? My response was, do they look 50?
That's good. So like,
I'm like, I didn't hear anything back from them. But this one was paid though. So also I want to do it because it was paid. And I was like,
mhm,
yeah, I get it. I'll do it. And so I didn't hear anything back. And so going on the Beast Games, I'm now like with my about to be in my family, and they were like, yeah, actually, so I had made up in my mind. I was like, you know what? My parents had asked me this. I don't know if it happened before the Beast Games thing, but I was like, I want to honor that and be
mhm.
with them. So I was geared up to call the producers and let them know I couldn't do it. A girl made that call, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm going to be here such and such time, so I don't know if I'll be able to do it." He was like, "Oh well, we're actually breaking it up, and it's going to be for 4 days. So the first half is for 4 days. So if you get past that round, then you'll move on, and that will take place later on after I would have been
Mhm.
done with my family." And I was like, "I can do that. I can take 4 days away." And they said they
Yeah,
will fly you out from like wherever you are. And so it all worked out and it happened. So I ended up being a contestant on these games. I got past the preliminary round, which was on YouTube, and I was able to do the actual game show that was on Amazon. And I did that. We shot that in Canada. It was a wild adventure, and I left with being a top 20 out of
nice.
2,000 people.
Dope.
And then during the reunion show, I was one of three people that we played a game at the end. I was one of three people that won. So we each split like $60,000. So it worked
Hello,
out.
Lord.
I got to be
Thank
on
you,
the game
Jesus.
show.
I, I was like, when you said it earlier, I was like, you did that. That's so cool. That's so cool. And also the way he provides, my. He's
Yeah,
so
even when I
good.
tried to talk myself out of it. And I was like,
That's the part. He'd be like, no, no, no. Okay, here you go. Here you go. Um, that is so cool. So how much swimming did you actually have to do?
none. 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 Mm-mm. And girl, and I asked some of my friends, I'm like, can y'all teach me how to swim? Because I don't know how to swim. I was preparing for this show, like I gotta learn how to swim. They said swimming, I gotta figure this out.
Oh man, I love
It
that.
didn't need it.
Wow. That's a word. Okay. But okay, so now the last question I'm gonna do is so I'm the amateur expert and I know a little bit about a lot. And so I would love if you can share with me like a random fact, like a Snapple fact, or just like something that I can answer, like a 200 level Jeopardy question, just anything random that you know that you can share with me.
Okay, so I got this from a podcast that I was listening to on Lisa Bevere. So she was interviewing this guy. He's a neurosurgeon called Dr. Lee Warren, and
Okay.
he was saying that like 80% of our thought, what we think and feel, isn't true. And
80% of what we think and feel isn't true.
yeah, and that 90% of what we think is thoughts from like yesterday's thoughts. So like we're recycling our
Mm,
thoughts. And I thought that was interesting because all of that, and it wraps into what I was saying before about like changing your mentality and perspective. I'm like,
yeah.
if you're aware that majority of what you're thinking and feeling aren't true, so therefore we don't have to react to every
Mhm.
feeling and live in this life that's not true. And I just thought that was double. And then also you can like train your brain. So if you're telling yourself, you're telling your brain what you want to think, and you're believing a false reality, like then you're gonna lead and live your life in
And
falsehood.
false, yeah. Wow.
I'm like 80%. That's a high number.
And now I'm like thinking of all my thoughts that I've ever had, and I'm like, I'm gonna sit with that. That's good. That's really good. Thank
Hmm.
you for sharing that. Um, Sorry, my brain is now thinking about all my thoughts. Okay, so one, thank you for doing this. I'm happy to have got to know you better and to learn more about you in like a deeper way. And I'm excited for the rest of your 2026 and to see how like your obedience or like the fruits of your obedience. And so now you come to the point of the podcast where you share how we can support you. What do you have going on? How can we buy your pies or any of the things you want to share?
Well, first I want to say thank you to you, Ashley, too, for just doing this and having this platform, and just all of what you're doing and God has for you in your life. Like I, I'm all late to the party. First of all, I haven't really been on social media, so I'm all late to the party. I'm like, oh yeah, Ashley, let me follow. And then girl, you pop out with the brand. I'm like, you got the brand, clothing brand. I was like, okay, yes. So likewise, I'm thankful for you and just watching you throughout the years and just where you are now. It's like a beautiful thing, and so grateful for you and just your consistency of just showing up and serving. I just want to, say thank you
Thank
for
you.
that. How you guys can support me? Prayers. Prayer goes a long way. If you are hungry and you want something sweet, I do make pecan pies and sweet potato pies only. People are
They
like,
are
can you
good.
please make an apple? I don't know.
They are
Pecan
good.
sweet potato pie.
I
If
can
you like
attest
your
to that.
hair, yes. If you like your hair braided, I can do that as well. Everything you can find me just off my Instagram. I have like 50 million accounts, so you can just put actually no, my link tree doesn't do that, but you can go on my link tree just to see like what's happening on my entertainment side. And then if you want the different services, you can also find that through my site, Mo Braids, Mo Pies, Monece. I'm sure you can find me. All my stuff will pop up. But mainly prayers. I
Okay.
love them.
Lovely. Well, we will be praying for you, and I'm gonna definitely get a pie or two. We got some events coming up at the end of the year, so we'll be hosting more. Okay, so now we have to be awkward for a little bit, and we just have to smile at the camera. So we have a still that's not like dumb, and so we just smile for like 10 to 15 seconds, which is gonna feel like forever, but we won't look crazy in the
Okay.
thumbnail. Ready? One, two, three. I blinked.
Me
Amazing.
too.
Okay, everyone, have a great week. I am not certain if we'll have an episode next week because I'll be traveling. But I also want to share that we are on our, I think, sixth study hall, and that's a platform that I started to co-work virtually with people. I found that it's easy for me to not support myself or show up for myself, but I am so willing to show up for others. And so we've had some super productive sessions. We hop on the Google Meets and we say what we're going to work on. I pray us in, and then we turn off our cameras, we turn off our microphones, and we just get to it. And people have finished book proposals and, sent out numerous business emails. I
Mm.
am building the wedding website, all the things that we might have put off. And so just wanted to reiterate that that's something that we are also doing with the amateur expert. And yeah, hope that you would join us there. And so
Thank you.
thank you, everyone. And I pray you all have a great week.
Bye. Look, I'll see you. I didn't want to always. I will see you when the time
Thursday?
is to see you. Yes, Thursday.
Okay, great.
Mhm.
Amen. Hallelujah. Bye,
Bye.
everyone.